So I just got done watching Chris Nolan's The Odyssey, and this was a movie I was highly anticipating for many reasons. One, I love Christopher Nolan. I think he's a great filmmaker. Some of his movies and his storytelling can be a little bit frustrating sometimes, but his last couple films I feel like have knocked it out of the park for me. I loved Oppenheimer, and I really liked Tenet, so I was really looking forward to his adaptation of Homer's The Odyssey. And it's a very hard one to adapt because while I haven't read it, I know so much about it, and it's mainly just because it's infused in pop culture and it's infused in history. While it's a fantasy book, I still learned about it from history. Um, and so I saw the trailers, thought it looked pretty good, and then all the outrage and the controversy started, and I just kind of turn a blind ear to that nowadays. I don't really care that people have an issue with somebody who is transgender or somebody that is black is playing a character from a book from so many years ago in modern day, and they're upset about that. Like, I don't care about that kind of stuff, so I didn't want it to affect my view of the movie. So I went into this movie very open minded, very excited, and I left the theater having a huge smile on my face for many reasons. Now, I do want to get into my flaws with the movie. One of which being its its emotion is a little bit undercut. From what I know about the story, there is a lot more emotion there, and this movie doesn't really deliver a ton of that. I feel like if I see it a second time, I will be able to pick up on the little nuances here and there and actually be able to see the emotion. But for the most part, I was just kind of left a little underwhelmed in that aspect. And some of this movie has such a huge cast, it's really hard to balance them out in this movie. And so you kind of forget that people like Zendaya are in this movie. But then you got somebody who shows up for a few scenes but is still really good with John Lake Leguizamo, and he's one of the standouts in the movie. And then you got somebody like Tom Holland, who is good in this. He actually gives one of his better performances, but I feel like he's just now starting to dip his toe into movies like this. I would like to see he continue to do that, but still. The MVPs here are 100% Anne Hathaway, Matt Damon. Matt Damon is so great in this movie. Robert Pattinson is great here. And I surprisingly enjoyed Travis Scott's little cameo in this. What I appreciate about how this movie tells the story and the fall of Troy and things is it does it in a very non-linear way, which I really enjoyed. And what I also really liked about this film too is the score. The score makes this feel a lot more bigger, and what I love about this movie is this feels like something Christopher Nolan would have made years ago, like right after Inception type of deal, or right after Interstellar. It is the definition of blockbuster filmmaking in the perfect way. Like, this is how summer blockbusters used to feel. This is a 3 hour epic adapting the Odyssey. We didn't, for the longest, we haven't gotten movies like this before. And even Christopher Nolan's last couple movies have been trying to lean away from that blockbuster epic feel. This is 100% an epic blockbuster in every aspect. Like, from the CGI looking so good in the shots and some of the practical effects looking great and just the feel of this movie, it felt like I was actually going to see a movie from the early 2010s or the 2000s, and the fact that this feels huge, and I had the same feeling when I saw Disclosure Day, but even more so with this movie. Like, I haven't had this feeling in such a long time, and it was really nice to actually see a blockbuster summer movie that felt like a blockbuster summer movie. Like, it was great for that aspect. I do wish the movie was longer. I will say that the movie was apparently supposed to have been longer. I feel like it should have been, honestly, because while it's great, it's definitely, it kind of cuts off a little quick. But it was one of those cases to where I typically wish movies were shorter. This is definitely one I wish was longer. I had a great time with The Odyssey. I thought it was a really enjoyable movie. One of the best summer blockbusters I've seen in years, quite frankly. And yeah, my only issues with the movie are mainly what I listed. Also, John Bernthal in this is fine, but he's definitely one of the weaker actors for sure. But yeah, I had a great time with this movie. It was a ton of fun, and it was a great telling of defying the gods and making your own legacy, and also the Cyclops. Oh man, oh god, you guys aren't ready for those scenes. Jesus Christ. So anyway, I will go ahead and give the Odyssey. Yeah, I'm gonna give this about a 9 out of 10.